Hey everybody, I'm Travis Bandit Keenan. I'm a former F-16 Air Force fighter pilot and a speaker and facilitator with Afterburner Incorporated. So I decided at a very young age that I wanted to be an Air Force fighter pilot. And it is a little bit embarrassing to give credit to the fact that in the 4th grade, I was dropped off at the movie theater with my brother to see the movie Top Gun. That experience shaped the trajectory of the rest of my life, and I decided that's what I wanted to do. So I pursued that goal through middle school, high school, to secure a nomination at the Air Force Academy. Once I graduated from the Air Force Academy, I was assigned pilot training at Vance Air Force Base, Oklahoma, where I progressed through primary training and into T-38 training, which is the fighter bomber track out of pilot training. I stayed at Vance Air Force Base as an instructor in the T-38 for 3 years before moving on to training for the F-16. I flew the F-16 at Luke Air Force Base in Phoenix, Arizona, figured it out there, and then they shipped me off to Korea, Osan Air Base in South Korea, where I operated there for a year and a half before moving then to Spangdahlem Air Base in Germany, where I completed 3 combat tours as an F-16 Block 50 pilot. I'm going to give you a couple of answers to this one. My favorite part of being a fighter pilot, as I look back on that experience, was really the people that I got to work with. The way I always describe it is you could go to an American Air Force fighter squadron and say, build a house over there. The roof will leak and the wiring will be shoddy, but there will be a house over there. They will figure it out. And being around those people forced me to try so much harder than I probably would in their absence that it really shaped who I am today. The other thing that I'd have to say is my favorite part of being a fighter pilot, if you haven't gone 500 miles an hour and upside down, then no offense, you haven't really lived. I loved the agility of the airplane, the ability to put it wherever I wanted, to be able to see the world from a perspective that nobody else could, be physically and intellectually challenged day to day while going Mach snot with my hair on fire. I dug it. I've been with Afterburner for over 10 years, and I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of this organization, but the reason that I am ecstatic to be able to speak with this company and this organization, it's twofold. One, the company that I get to keep, the people that I work with, the other facilitators and speakers, they are exactly who I spent my career in the Air Force with. They're type A personalities who want to solve problems, who want to help people. There's an inherent positivity and ability that comes with that group of people that I thrive on. It gives me something to shoot for. Now, the other side of it is being able to watch these professionals in career fields that I know nothing about excel as they challenge themselves with problems that they've never dealt with before, figure out solutions, communicate those solutions to a team, and come to a finish that I never would have been able to arrive at were I not well-versed within the context of the exercises that they run. So getting to see the client recognize their own ability to solve problems and then take that problem solving and applying it at whatever it is they do in their primary career field, I get a lot of satisfaction out of that, and I think there's a lot of value that I get to contribute in that role. Well, one of the coolest places I've ever been and one of my coolest experiences in an F-16 was out of Paris, France. I was there for an air show, and I had to return the aircraft from the air show to Spangdahlem Air Base in Germany. And they gave me an unrestricted climb, which means I could take off. As long as I didn't go supersonic, I could climb as fast as I wanted to the altitude they'd given me. And I remember planning this out in my mind and looking at a map so I knew where to look. But I remember getting this thing going about 450 on the deck, ripping my lips off, pointing straight up and looking over my shoulder and seeing the Eiffel Tower, Notre Dame, Sacré-Cœur, the Louvre, the Arc de Triomphe, and just being in shock that I was getting to do all of this while going, 400 miles into the air, 400 miles an hour into the air, and I'm just a dude from Texas. So I don't know if this one qualifies. This was a pilot training student. He was a member of the Japanese Air Defense Force, and his call sign was boom, boom. He was on a high-speed taxi on the runway after landing. His instructor in the backseat of the T-38 said, "Take your next left." The next part just didn't make it through the translation, so he thought this taxiway immediately to his left was where he wanted to go, and the only way that was going to happen was for him to stomp on the brakes. Hence, boom, boom. He blew both tires, and they screeched down in a trail of sparks down the runway. It's a little obscure, okay, but I grew up an avid, passionate Pearl Jam fan, and if I'm playing a song in the cockpit, it's called Given to Fly by Pearl Jam. My favorite movie, and there is only one correct answer, is the Bruce Willis classic, Armageddon.